I'm Antonio Marquez. I am a channel sales specialist for Aruba Networks, a Hewlett-Packard enterprise company.
I'm Kyle Mays, Senior Manager of Network Infrastructure and Security for Alaska Communications.
Hey, so I just wanted to come and talk to you guys a little bit more about kind of what we're seeing in the industry, which is this whole idea of digital workplaces transforming. We've seen a massive shift in something we call Generation Mobile, which is a group of users that have really grown up with nothing more than tablets and devices in their hand from birth, basically. Now they've grown up and entering the workplaces, and legacy workplaces aren't really designed for these users who expect connectivity anytime, any place, anywhere.
Also, the shock to the IT staff that as these devices are connecting to their networks, they don't know where they're coming from, whose they belong to, is certainly changed the landscape of our enterprise IT.
What comes up constantly is this idea of BYOD, and I get asked, well, exactly what is BYOD? Because the definition's changed many times. So it used to be just bring your own device or bring your own cell phone. Well, now times have changed a little bit. Now it's not just a phone anymore. It's a tablet. It could be music players. It could be a variety of different things. And all of those different things are connecting back into the network, primarily through the wireless. So the challenge we have is, how do we get visibility of those? How do we see what's going on in the network? And how do we manage and maintain those and onboard safely, securely? So what we're hearing our partners and customers talk to us a lot about is that how they want to move to this mobile-first environment. They want to implement a strong BYOD policy. They want to move to open offices. They want collaboration in the office, those sorts of things. But we hear a lot about, how do I secure the network? How do I make sure I have visibility over what's coming onto my network? How do I secure unknown iPads, devices, things of that nature? And also, too, how do I make sure I have enough bandwidth? How do I make sure I have performance on my network to handle this influx of mobile devices?
We're seeing the same thing. A lot of our customers, although they have wireless and they have networks and throughout their enterprise, how do they maintain that? How do they secure it? And really, it gets down to knowing what is on your network. You need to have the visibility of what devices are touching the network, what their data flows are, and then you can start to protect the data. Some of the things that we need to think about are, especially with BYOD, is usually those are personal devices. So how do you protect the data that is going on those devices? How do you prevent malware from getting to those devices? How do you prevent these devices from connecting to networks that they shouldn't or information that they shouldn't? So the proliferation of all of these mobile devices really is a benefit to an employee. It gives them the ability to have flexibility in how they work, where they work. For the employer, they have the flexibility, and now a lot of the workers are knowledge workers, and so now they can be flexible with those workers. Some of them can work from home, some of them can work their own schedules. So there's a really a lot of benefit to mobility and bring your own device.
I think I'd add to that, too, that as workplaces are seeking to attract top talent now, this group of users, again, this Gen Mobile, is seeking the ability to work anywhere from any place at any time with their own devices, so to speak. So if you want to attract top-tier new workers, you have to provide an environment that's conducive to have them come in and bring their devices and work securely. Furthermore, there's a lot of things, I think, too, that BYOD that's great. I live in Seattle, which is brutal on traffic. I don't think you get that quite in Anchorage, but I spend hours on the road in traffic every day.
Only during fishing season.
Yeah, correct, yeah. And for me, I always think about, what if all these people had a mobile-first network where they could use a remote access point from home and connect from home and work securely? What would that do to travel times? What would that do to rush hour traffic? What would that do to roads? People saving money on gas, all these different things. So it transcends more of just the workplace, but it has real-life impacts as well, moving to a mobile-first network.
And for an employer, what that means is people are more productive, especially after hours. I know that I've always got my cell phone or my Surface, it's ready and available for me to check mail. If I forgot to email that client at the end of the day, I've got access from home. In addition to that, the traditional brick and mortar office space is being transformed. No longer do companies have to have a large footprint. They can shrink their footprint, shrink their costs, and a lot of times their IT costs as well. If you'd like to know more about designing a secure network for a mobile-first environment, please contact your Alaska Communications representative. And with that, I'd like to thank Antonio with Aruba Networks. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.